Welcome to the Koso Konnections podcast, where the ancient art of Japanese fermentation science meets modern natural health. Embark with us on a journey of transformation, exploring age-old wellness practices through inspiring discussions, expert advice, and personal stories. Discover how these traditions can revolutionize your health and well-being today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Koso Konnections. I'm your host, Nika Cortez, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Karen Monzingo, and of course, the one and only Dr. Z. If you've been with us for a while, you know this podcast is all about real people, real stories, and real transformations, powered by the natural science and soul of Koso Med. And let me tell you, today's story is one you absolutely do not want to miss. And joining us once again, yes, you might remember her from one of our past episodes, and she is Jamie. She's not only a passionate wellness advocate and certified fitness trainer, but also someone whose journey with Koso Med continues to inspire so many people. We're so excited to have her back to share more about her transformation, her favorite products, and the impact of Koso Med has had on her life and the lives of those around her. So, hello, Jamie.
Hi. Thank you for having me back.
Yes, it's so good to have you back with us. So, for those who might be listening for the first time, can you give us a quick refresher? How did your journey with Koso Med begin, and what first drew you to try it?
Okay. So I was first introduced to Koso Med in January of this year. A bunch of my friends were drinking the super drink, and I was super curious as to what it was all about. And I was very lucky to have my friend Tanner and Jessica present it to me, and thought it was perfectly in alignment with everything that I had been doing for the last few years as far as health and wellness. I worked for a functional medicine practice for a little while. I was a personal trainer. I do fascia stretch therapy, and health and wellness is a huge passion, not just my own personal journey, but things that I can do to help other people. So I was so excited when I finally was introduced to the products and invited to become a Tamagotchi with the company.
I love that. So Jamie and I, we've only been friends for about a year now. And when I saw your name on the list, I was so excited because I'm like, yes, Jamie is perfect for this. Like, I think this is great for everyone. Don't get me wrong, but there are certain people that come along where I say, yes, this is perfect, on brand, just in an essence of who you are and what you represent. And so I love that you're here with us.
A lot of people don't know Jamie is an expert, also a trainer, also a stretch expert. It'd be nice for her to kind of elaborate on what her field is. I'm an advocate of people who are into exercise, also people who are into learning about the proper way to stretch themselves. I think that it has a lot in common to do with their biome. Getting that nutrition spread out, moving your limbs around are really quite important. Let's give Jamie an opportunity now to explain all of this to our listeners.
Okay, so one of the things that I did for about 5 years is I was a personal trainer and group training leader for a functional fitness gym that specialized in people over 40 years old. So our goal was to help people live a healthier and happier life and make sure that they could do functional movements. People's favorite one was teaching them how to do a clean so that they could get their suitcase into the overhead compartment more effectively. So we had fun with that. But then I found out about fascia stretch therapy, and I was privileged enough to have the owner of the gym sent me out to Arizona to the Stretch to Win Institute. And I've now completed 3 levels of certification with them. And a lot of people don't understand the difference between types of stretching and just how important it is for your tissues, for your organs, and for your overall being. So there's a great book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it talks about tissue and cellular memory. And there's a lot of things that can get held in your tissues, emotions, trauma, sickness. And when you're able to do certain types of movements, not just will you move more effectively and without pain, but you can also start releasing toxins, and even traumas and things from your tissues. There's the lymphatic system, which is so misunderstood, just like the fascial system. And ironically, the fascial system is basically the pump for the lymphatic system. It doesn't have a pump like the circulatory system has the heart. So if your fascial system is stuck, you will likely have blocked up lymph, which can cause sickness and an array of other ailments that you definitely don't want to have happen. So whether you're doing self-stretching at home, whether you're doing yoga, whether you're stretching with a trainer, or if you are lucky enough to have somebody like me that does fascia stretch therapy to work on your body, then you can start to feel how your body can move more freely.
Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that Jamie is talking about the mechanics of the body. And Koso is always talking about the longevity of the body. And you need both. We talk a lot about, how to live longer and live healthier and take care of yourself. But there's also the mechanics, being able to get off your chair, being able to, like she said, being able to put that small luggage up into the airplane. It's really quite important. And you'd be surprised as you age, muscular tissue, skeleton tissue, all of that becomes pretty prevalent. I think what's really amazed me about Jamie and also Yano, because they are a partnership of some sort, a good partnership that is that they have been able to bring a lot of people that didn't have any idea or understanding of all of the mechanics or the longevity. In fact, we just finished a very long 2-hour health talk by somebody that we all know. And
some really smart guy.
Well, I don't know about smart, but at least the people that I saw that I haven't seen in a while, I was absolutely stunned by the way they look. Can you elaborate? Because I don't know them personally. I believe her name is Jessica. It's just an amazing transformation. And please.
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to meet Jessica and her family through Yano's Christmas Story family group. She was a fan of his that transitioned over into watching content that he and I were creating together. And we started communicating about Koso Med and about the different products we were using. And her husband were very much wanting to get onto a health journey. They have 3 small children. They are on a limited budget. They were both very, very unhealthy, and they were all in. They made the commitment. They found a way to make it happen. They started with the core bundle. She takes the Bio 88 and the SBS. He takes the Koso Super Drink, and their transformation has been amazing. If you go back and look at their beginning photos back in March, you could see how unhealthy and how unhappy they were with themselves. And when you talk about the Koso Glow, it could not be more prevalent than when you look at a picture of Jessica and she's growing her hair back. What a thing to cause insecurity for a woman is when we start to lose our hair, and especially right here in the front. And she likes to wear her hair back. And now she's so proud of the 5 inches of new growth of hair at the front of her hairline and the 40 pounds that she's lost and the physical benefits that her children are also experiencing by using the product, helping to reduce the amount of treatment her daughter has, who has Crohn's disease. It really has been remarkable, and it's so fulfilling to see an entire family getting healthy together, not just one person going against the grain of what that family's doing, but an entire unit of people moving through a health journey together is absolutely amazing. And not to take away any credit from Jamie, her husband, he has also lost 27 pounds. He looks fantastic, but she is just a remarkable human being.
I think that's what Koso is, though. You'll get one person to start, and then you turn around and the whole family's doing it. And not even from any encouragement on our part. It just happens, The wife is in the kitchen and she's drinking her shake and she goes, "It's really good, try it." And then she turns around and half her bag is empty and she's regretting ever bringing it up.
Oh, yes.
And then the kids too. The kids love it. It's crazy.
Yeah, my daughter, she has stolen an EFG. I no longer have possession. I had to order more because she's taken one. She's 12. And she also takes IQ4 plus one. She takes Bio 88, SBS, and Bioenergy. My daughter used to have a lot of complaints about stomach issues, a lot of constipation, severe eczema, and her bathroom and stomach issues have been completely alleviated. Her eczema we're still working on, but she had been on a lot of antibiotics through her life. She used to get ear infections once or twice a year and was getting put on 10 days of antibiotics every single time. So for 7, 8 years of her life, she was on a minimum of 10 days of antibiotics. So we're really working to heal her gut so that her body can start functioning and we can hopefully get past some of these issues. But between the EFG, Essence Facial Gel, the Crystal Maja, and then the Koso products helping her inside, she's starting to get some relief from it. But yeah, she comes to me every morning, Mommy, I need my Koso. Mommy, I need my Koso. And she goes, all right, how many am I taking of each one? And so now she knows all of her dosages. It's adorable.
Oh, Koso! Well, and the EFG, like Jamie said, EFG is my 10-year-old daughter, her favorite. So much so that, and she loves the dental paste also, the EFG and the dental paste. And so much so for the EFG that I have to supply. She has her own in her room, and she also has some for her dad's house. So she's all set. She can't live without it.
Well, I will tell you, if you want to hear another story really quick, Dr. Z, transitioning on the DDP, on the Allopolis, we have Jim Jackson. You are going to be blown away when you find out what Jim Jackson heard at the dentist today. Yes, sir. So Jim Jackson, I don't know the exact affliction that he has, but he has a dental issue, which it's a degenerative bone loss disease. And unfortunately, he's already lost all of the teeth on the top of his mouth. And, they are working really hard to preserve the lower row of his teeth. And he has to go in every 3 months, deep cleanings and evaluations so that they can stay close to it. And he was super hesitant with the Allopolis. And he numerous times, Jamie, I'm not sure about it. I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I really, I'm like, you're going back to the dentist soon, Jim. Stay the course. You've trusted us this far. Just see what your hygienist has to say. Well, he went to his hygienist today. They were so impressed and so pleased at the condition of all of the tissues in his mouth, wow, the lack of plaque. Like, he was texting me as he's in the dentist chair, telling me step by step what was happening during his appointment. And he said now his dentist is actually researching the product because they are just so impressed at the progress and the lack of degeneration that he's experienced over this last 3 months. So again, my heart is so full just continuing to see these everyday people that happen to trust Yano and I and try a product that they had never heard of because we told them that they should. And they're starting to see all of these different benefits in their life. And this is why we are in this field, because of, I'm going to get emotional because we're changing people's lives by sharing these products with them. And it's like, how much better can you feel about what you're doing on a daily basis when you're literally affecting people's health and improving their longevity? So I love it.
Well, I appreciate your emotional response to it, but we share a lot in common. This is what I do. I mean, there's the business part, and then there's always the medical part, and then there's compassionate part. I don't know how to always balance all of that. If I had to choose which one I would like to do the most, of course, I'd like to be there when people tell me how great they feel.
Right.
And unfortunately, making people feel great also means you have to make a great product. And make a great product, you can't make it out of cardboard, sand, and right, magical dust, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So Koso has been part of a lot of people's lives. This particular product that you're talking about is a miracle product. I know. Yeah. I've even seen it, and I keep talking about pets lately, and I don't know why. Every time I see Karen, I'm talking about pets. She's got a big pet, a beautiful pet.
Can I brush her teeth with DDP?
But yeah, I can tell you pets that have, because pets, they do things that humans don't do. They have people that buy just for their pets, they brush their teeth, get rid of their bacteria. And it does change up here for the pet. So
I'm going to get brushing.
I did see Mr. Jackson glowing, so I do understand now why he was glowing as much as he was glowing.
He's also, Dr. Z, he has lost 21 pounds. He had all of his liver function, kidney function numbers improve. A1C has dropped. He's no longer pre-diabetic.
Wow.
Yep. I mean, his whole story is really remarkable because he was very, very hesitant and very skeptical because of an allergy that he has. He's allergic to squash, and he was afraid of taking the product. And, we respected that. We explained to him the process, explained to him the fermentation, the molecular changes that happen during production. And finally, he called us and he's like, okay, let's do it. And we had him take small amounts in the beginning to make sure there was no adverse reaction. And now he's a Tamagotchi with us. He's sharing it with his friends. He's helping other people get healthier. And he's another person that we have that has just experienced life-changing results. And I think it's been about 5 months for Jim.
Should be. I wonder why we're not seeing all of this, all these great stories. I mean, every time I meet people, I hear these. I just don't see them anywhere. People are not posting them, or maybe they are posting them. I'm just not on the social media. But it would be nice to have those stories out in the public. Even bring them on to the YouTube scene, so to speak, and have them talk about it. Some of the things that I enjoy the most is that when I find people that are in deep trouble, or maybe they don't know they're in deep trouble, but that I can profile people fairly well. You're not always right, obviously. You can't always be right. But when you do profile people, you want to help them. And when I do that, sometimes it's kind of stunning to see somebody like Nika's father, for a good example, had hair loss, and he's a young guy. Young guy meaning he's younger than some of the people in our group. And then, he started growing his hair back, and he started taking pictures. And in the morning, I made Nika share the story with. It's kind of comical. Go ahead, Nika. I'll let you tell the story. I like hearing it. I like Nika telling the story more. You'll like this.
This is like what my father experienced from taking the shampoo of Koso Med. He really loved it. Every day when he wakes up in the morning, he's always saying to me, take a picture of me, take a picture of me. It's growing, it's growing. It was like every day he's taking the progress. And he really loved the idea that it's really growing. And just like early this morning, he already said it to me that, look at it, it's growing, it's growing. So I was very happy. I'm very happy because he really loved the product and it's very effective to him.
That's the smile. That's not the glow. That's the smile,
right?
Which I've loved all these years. That's the driving force that keeps me going. When those days when you're working long hours and you think to yourself, okay, it's and then I see that smile and it just gets me going for another 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. That's the great part of what we do. The hard part is sharing those stories with everybody and having them to understand, because in life right now, people are so busy in their cubicles. Yeah. And they're so busy concentrating on making sure that their cubicle is safe and their family is safe and they're safe, that they kind of neglect themselves. Get up one day and they look in the mirror. You know exactly what they look in the mirror and they go, oh, what's that spot? And by that time, sometimes it's too late.
Yeah, there's so many people that I encounter that just believe that there's nothing that they can do. All right, well, I've got Hashimoto's, I've got hypothyroid, I've got whatever it is, and they think there's no way that they could ever heal their body from that. We have experience, again, I could tell you stories all day long, Dr. Z. You're going to love this one. We have a gentleman that he became a type 1 diabetic at 29. His pancreas stopped producing insulin, and he has been on a glucose monitor and insulin pump for, he is 63, I believe. His name is Dan. And Dan, we gifted him a bag of Koso Super Drink. And within 3 days, he noticed that his insulin pump was using 27% less insulin.
Wow.
And he's like, that
really
makes sense.
That's really significant. It's not small.
Well, it gets better. It gets better. After 2 weeks, he was using 40% less insulin.
Wow.
And now this is all documented because it's on his glucose monitor and it's on his insulin pump. He goes to his doctor for his checkup and his doctor's like, what is going on right now? He has had no blood sugar spikes and he is at a reduction. He is only drinking Super Drink. We haven't gotten him on anything else yet. He is now at a 70% reduction of insulin out of his insulin pump. And he is blown away. His doctor is blown away because they cannot explain why his pancreas is now functioning, or his body has just adapted and is processing the sugar in a different way. But this is another person that is experiencing something that is absolutely life-changing.
So because you have such extreme background in health and wellness, when your good friend Tanner came to you and said, this is the stuff, Jamie, how skeptical were you? How did that work out in your mind? Did you tell him no a few times, or did you look at it? Tell me like what went on, because I wasn't a part of it.
Okay, so what people don't know behind the scenes, Yano and I had been trying to work with Tanner and Jessica for 2 years, trying to bring them into the functional medicine practice that we had previously worked with, because we really believed if we could help them to detoxify their bodies and change their diets, we could help both of them with their individual issues. And what we were excited, we absolutely never said no, because we were so excited that he was finally ready and had finally found something. And it was even more validating to me that if Tanner believed in it, it had to be something, because he hadn't bought into anything else I was trying to convince him on previously. So that was actually more validation for me.
That's really powerful, actually. I love that you said that.
I'm impressed. The question that I have for you, Jamie, is something that may be more deep than who introduced you. Obviously, with your background and your experience, you have seen a wide array of things, products, supplements. You've seen some obviously that work, but they may not work long term. Some maybe have. I don't know the answer to that question. But now that you have been with this particular line and with Koso for at least a half a year plus, have you seen any reduction of efficacy? Is it getting better? Because I see a lot of people, they go, well, in the beginning, I don't know, but then suddenly it kicked in, and then it kicked in, and it kicked in, and it kicked in. It's not stopping.
Right. And that's what I find a lot is people ask, so how long is it going to take for me to feel a difference? And what we tell them is every body is different and every body is going to react differently. And one of the ways I try to explain it to people is it's almost like the live enzymes and microbacteria are intelligent. You take them into your body, they identify what your individual system needs, and that's what they go in and fix. You could have 5 people sitting together and have 5 different sets of circumstances, have everybody take the same product, and they're going to have a different experience based on their needs and what my experience is, So for Yano and I are pretty healthy people. We eat pretty clean. We work out. We walk the walk and talk the talk. And so we didn't feel as many changes immediately, other than personally, I had some IBS type issues. Those cleared up in about 4 days. I was no longer experiencing that. And then at about 2 months is when I realized I was sleeping through the night. And it was odd how I remembered it, because I got up in the morning and I needed to go to the bathroom. And then I was like, I didn't get up last night to go to the bathroom. You know what? As a matter of fact, I don't remember the last time I got up. And so some of the benefits actually kind of sneak up on you. You don't realize, because it's like that You know you're sick when you feel sick, but you don't necessarily notice as much when you feel well, if that makes sense. And so it's almost like we recommend now people journal. How do you feel today? How do you feel tomorrow? Because you may stop experiencing symptoms and not even realize it because now you feel normal. And so many people don't know what that feels like to feel normal. So
You are extremely astute, because the intelligent Koso, the live bacterias, they do go into your system, and they do attract other things, or they detract other things. And so, you see the new technologies out there where you have these kind of nanotechnology where they go in. That I'm not sure, but live things are attracted to good things, if that makes sense. So
I'm very happy that my hypothesis is accurate. So thank you for that validation.
It's extremely accurate. It's extremely accurate. That's very astute of you. That's a great explanation. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jamie, we really felt your heart, Jamie, and that's amazing. We really learned so much from the way you explain the mechanics of the body. It makes us everything feels so much clearer and relatable. So I love how you break it down in a way that anyone can understand, and it really shows how deeply connected our bodies are to what we put in them. So, and what's even better is hearing how your loved ones also felt the impact, and it shows how Koso Med isn't just transforming you, but the people around you too. So here's Jamie. Now I'm curious. How has Koso Med brought those body mechanics you explained to life in your journey? And what message would you share with someone who's struggling with their health, who's thinking about starting their own Koso Med journey too?
Okay. So as far as the mechanics, in reference, if you're speaking about FST and movement mechanics, when you are able to move your body more freely, okay, and without pain, okay, you're able to do more. And it's kind of the physics, a body in motion stays in motion, laws of physics, right? And a body at rest stays at rest. As soon as you no longer are moving your body, you start putting yourself at risk of permanently being at rest, right? I believe that we don't get old because we move. We get old because we stop moving. And that goes down to just something as simple as somebody being able to lift their hand over their head. There are a lot of people that cannot do this because of shoulder restrictions and fascial restrictions. And one of the ways that I've incorporated products as like Crystal Maja, with its ability to help with lymphatic drainage and cellular repair, I'm actually incorporating that into my stretch sessions. And if somebody has an affected area, I work the Crystal Maja into that area at the very beginning of the session. Sessions are typically 55 minutes long. And then as I warm their body up, when I move up to that area, which I intentionally wait a little bit, I find that I'm able to get so much more productivity out of the movement there. I had somebody with a torn labrum. I rubbed the Crystal Maja on there, and she messaged me 5 hours later and was still feeling absolutely no pain. So I think that the way the products are able to work and help to reduce inflammation and relieve pain with the fact of teaching people and assisting them in movement is increasing the quality of their life. Then as far as the other ingestible products, their anti-inflammatory properties are helping tons of people to be able to move better. Because what a lot of people don't realize is when you have pain in your knee joint, it's likely because of inflammation.
Right.
So when you use something like bioenergy or bio88 or KSD, and you start to shed that inflammation out of your body, that is another way that is going to help you to move without pain. And so many people underestimate what is actually causing these aches and pains in their bodies. So I'm not sure if that was the answer you were looking for.
No, incredible.
Yes. Okay. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us again, and even more of your journey. It's always such a joy having you on the podcast. And I know our listeners appreciate your honesty and encouragement.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here with all of you.
So to our amazing listeners, thank you for tuning in and being part of this journey with us. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and found inspiration in Jamie's story. So you can find more about Koso Med, including the Koso Super Drink and other wellness products in our show notes below, along with the resources on how to get started. So this has been Koso Connections. I'm Nika Cortez, alongside Karen Nzingo, Dr. Z,
Bye-bye,
and our
guys.
incredible guest,
Thank you, Jamie.
Jamie Evangelista. So until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, stay inspired, and of course, stay connected. Bye-bye.